This one tactic will improve the chances of booking meetings with the high-level decision makers in any of your accounts. And depending on the size of the deal that you're trying to close and the complexity of the product that you're trying to sell, this tactic might be the only way that you're going to get those meetings booked. The tactic is called multi-threading, and I'm going to show you how to do it right now. Hi, my name is Will, author of Selling Made Simple. If you want to grab your completely free copy of the book, head over to salesman.com/book today. Okay, so multi-threading, let's break this down. So the bigger the deal that you're trying to do, the more that the people at the top of the corporate ladder are going to be involved. And they are, of course, the hardest people to get meetings booked in with. Let me give you a real practical example here. So when I'm selling our Selling Made Simple Academy mentoring and training tool to the Fortune 500 large organizations, if I'm selling the account and they want less than 30 salespeople to get signed up, then typically the VP of sales themselves have the budget and the authority just to sign the check, pay the invoice, and get their team onboarded. However, if there are more than 30 people that they want to get in on the training on the product, then typically HR is involved, procurement's involved, there might be a CFO sign off as well. So even though the VP of sales might still be the budget holder and the end decision maker, and so they are my major ideal customer persona or ICP, there are now a list of other ICPs, we call these our minor ICPs, and I've got to engage with them to get the deal done as well. That is why when you're doing larger, more complex deals that are obviously way more lucrative, you've got to engage both your major ICPs, which you're probably doing already, but it's worth engaging with your prospecting and meeting booking. By multi-threading, you want to engage your minor ICPs as well. So when you want to multi-thread an account, I'm going to show you the step-by-step process to do this in a second. There are 3 tactics that you can use: the sniper approach, the top-down approach, or the bottom-up approach. The sniper approach is when you know the account, you know the exact individuals within it that you need to engage to get a deal done. Or at the very least, you've closed businesses that are very similar to this account in the past, and so you know by closing those that in this new account that's very similar, you're going to have to probably close the same types of people. The next approach for your multi-threading is the top-down approach. This is when the product or service that you offer has dramatic impact to the people at the top of the corporate ladder, and so you're going to get started with those individuals first. And then conversely, we've got the bottom-up approach. So if your product or service helps end users, the people below the management layer in an organization, do their job better, reduce their stress, make the company more money, then you can use the bottom-up approach instead. Now, this might seem counterintuitive to go after a bottom-up approach to your prospecting efforts, because of course, these end users probably don't have the budget or the authority to get a deal done. However, if you consider these individuals your minor ICPs, you get them on board, they become champions within the accounts and they do a lot of this selling internally on your behalf. So I do this all the time when I'm selling Salesman.com Academy. So maybe you're a salesperson, you're watching this, you get value out of these videos, you go and get the book for free, you devour that, you start making some serious money, you're killing the game, and you're okay, Salesman.com Academy is the next step for me. Now you can either spend your own money to get signed up, or you can get your boss to spend their money and get the team signed up as well. So by consuming this video, reading the book, getting a ton of value from there, hopefully making a load of money off the back of it, you become a minor ICP for me, and then we can use a bottom-up approach to close the bigger, more authoritative people within the organization who have the budget, who can get the training implemented and get the deal done. So over at salesman.com, when we're selling our training product, we use the top-down approach and also the bottom-up approach, depending on the situation, depending on how big the organization is, and depending whether you guys, Sales Nation, are consuming our content and are willing to do some work to get the training paid for internally, so you can jump in the academy and hopefully make a load more money off the back of it as well. So now you know what multi-threading your prospecting is, and now who you should be prospecting within each of the accounts. Let me show you how to implement this with a simple sales cadence. Because if you want to be successful in modern B2B sales, you need to do outbound prospecting. You need to have an effective sales cadence in place so that you control how many meetings get booked into your diary each week, month, and year. So what is a sales cadence? Well, at a high level, they are a series of activities that are grouped together to build up what we call plays. And then when we string a series of plays together, so this might be day 1, this might be day 2, we might have day 3 over here, that creates what we call a cadence. So you've got activities strung together that build into plays strung together, then build into cadences. And another way of looking at a sales cadence is that it is a meeting generation machine. You're going to build an ideal buyer list. And if you want to learn more about all of this, download the book, for free over at salesman.com/book. We get into more details, vastly more details over in here than we can do in a simple video. But your sales cadence becomes a meeting booking machine. We build an ideal buyer list, we feed it to the machine, it runs through the cadence, there's some automation, there's some personalization that we have to do to make it effective, but then it spits out a bunch of sales meetings on the other end. And again, this is how you can take control of your destiny in modern B2B sales. This is how you go from plodding along doing okay to smashing your quota, because you increase the amount of ideal buyers going in the cadence, in which case you increase the number of meetings come out the other side, and obviously that leads to more deals at the end of the month, quarter, week, depending on your deal cycle then. So as each one of these is a single activity that's then built up into plays, which then builds up into a cadence. This all ties with the idea of multi-threading, because there are 3 distinct types of activities that you can put into your cadence that have different levels of effectiveness at booking meetings. So let's run through that now, because we've got 3 different types of plays. We've got 1-step, multi-step, and 3D. So a simple 1-step play might be you send the prospect a cold email, and you may or you may not get a response. Now, a more effective activity within a sales cadence could be a multi-step activity. So we're gonna give them a cold call, we'll then leave them a voicemail, and then we'll give them an email that refers back to the call that we just made. So we're hitting the prospect from all these different angles succinctly and rapidly, and that generates more responses more often than not. Which then leads us on to multi-threading our activities within our cadence. So we're going to hit both major and minor ICPs on the same day with slightly different messaging, but the same steps within our activity. So we might cold call both of them, leave them both a voicemail, and then leave them both an email that refers both to the fact that we just called them and the fact that we just spoke to one of their colleagues if we got them on the phone as well. And the cool thing about these 3D plays within your sales cadence, when they are multi-threaded across an account, is that the individual steps become more than the sum of their own parts. Rather than the buyer just getting all these lots of like random single activities, cold calls, voicemails, LinkedIn messages, whatever it is, 3D plays tend to stack on top of each other within the account itself. One of your buyers will get a call, and then another will get a demo, and another will get an email, and another will get a LinkedIn message, and they start mingling between each other and going, oh, I heard about this. Have you seen this? Have you tried this? Should we take a look at this? Should we book a meeting with this dude? Should we have a meeting with this lady? This then all stacks up, and your level of influence within an account, if you're doing this effectively, dramatically increases. And at salesman.com, we've got tons of data that shows this is effective from the 2,000 students within salesman.com Academy who are doing this right now and absolutely crushing. 3D plays within your sales cadence, when they're multi-threaded throughout the account that you want to break into, are way more effective than a simple, straightforward cadence that targets one person, probably the decision maker within that account on its own. So if you're not already using 3D plays and multi-threading within your large key account to get more, bigger deals done, then you've got to start doing it today. And if you want to learn more about this process, if you want to get more in depth into it, just head over to salesman.com/book and get your free copy of Selling Made Simple today. And if you enjoyed this video, why not click the video that's on the screen right now and continue making selling simple.